Alright, so I want you to do that one on your own. Find that slope. Who can remind me what the slope formula is?
Rise over run.
Rise over run. It's not y equals mx plus b. That's our point slope form,
Y.
which is different. We don't use it here.
X over 1. Or y over X.
No,
It's
y2
y2 minus
y1 and then
y1 over x2 minus x1.
Alright, that's our slope formula. So we're going to need that here, or you could graph it. Need you to be able to do both, though. You don't have to do both. Yeah. So find the slope here for me. Everybody have their pencil working. Find the slope.
Which one is this right here? Is this a negative or positive or negative?
Negative, positive.
down there is
Negative, positive. Alright.
so the negative one is a negative. How do you go up?
If you're going to use the graph, 2, 7 is here. And negative 1, 4.
Oh, how is it?
If you graph it.
You should just kind of have negative positive.
Oh, sorry, I had that backwards. Positive, negative. I should not have to tell you, though, because you should know that this is the positive side of the x-axis. Okay, what is the slope of this line? Okay? Alright. Okay. Alright, so if you count it from the graph, you're just going up 3 to the right 3, so you get 3 over 3, which is 1. Yeah, they'd both be negative then, so it'd be negative 3, and then you'd still get a positive 3. A positive 1, I'm sorry. Alright, so you also can use slope formula here. So sometimes we may not have a graph. Sometimes we may not have a graph, so we might need to use slope formula, or we might have numbers that will not fit on the graph. So if we use slope formula, we would have 4 minus 7 over negative 1 minus 2. That would give us negative 3 over negative 3, which is a positive 1. So either way, 1 there is your slope. Okay, Wade, take your hat off, please. Not hat day. All right, questions? Okay, so let's look at what we're going to do today. Is we're going to write the equation of a line that has a particular slope and a particular point. Okay, now if they give us the y-intercept, then this is going to be very simple. If they do not give us the y-intercept, it's going to take a little bit more work. So, example 2 says write the equation of the line that has a slope of negative 2/3 and a y-intercept of 5. So, we know the slope, we know the y-intercept, so we can use slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So, Zane, what does that m stand for? Good. And Passion, what's the B stand for? Okay, so in this case, our equation would be y equals negative 2/3 x. And then my y-intercept, is it 0 or 5? It is 5 plus 5. So this would be my answer here. So all I got to do is plug it in if it gives me the y-intercept. Okay, let's look at example 3. Write the equation of a line that has a slope of 3 and passes through the point 0, 7. Now this time it doesn't tell me that's the y-intercept. Is it the y-intercept, though?
Yes.
It is, because my x-coordinate is 0. If your x-coordinate is 0, that is your y-intercept. Because if I graph this, I'd go to the right or left 0, and I'd go up 7, which would be on the y-axis. Right? So this is the y-intercept, even though it doesn't say it. So whenever I write the equation of this line, Presley, what would the equation be if I have a slope of 3 and it passes through 0, 7? Perfect. All right, and if we look at example 4, it tells us to write the equation of the line that passes through 0, negative 9 and has a slope of negative 3/4. Is 0, negative 9 a y-intercept? Okay, how do I know that it's a y-intercept, Katie? Okay, a 0 in the front. If I graph this, I go left to right 0, I go down 9. It's on the y-axis, right? So this is my y-intercept. So Peyton, what's that equation going to look like whenever I...
Y equals negative 3/4 x plus
minus 9. Perfect. So these should be some of our easiest line problems that we see, if they give you the slope and they give you the y-intercept. Julian, take your hood off. Wake up for me. Okay. All right, questions? All right, now let's look at this one. Write the equation of the line that has a slope of 4/3 and passes through the point 6, negative 2. Julian, is 6, negative 2 a y-intercept? It's not. How do I know it is not a y-intercept? It does not have a 0 in front. So, this one is not going to be as easy. But there's going to be a process we're going to use each time. So, whenever we need to do this, I'm going to show you how to do it from the equation. Then I'm also going to show you how we can check using that graph that you see there. Okay? So, everybody needs to make sure you're paying close attention. Okay? Super close. And everybody needs to be writing this down. Because I'm tired of coming around and you asking me questions about how to do this, and you don't have anything on your paper to look at because you haven't wrote a single thing down. Okay? I'm not speaking to everyone, of course. But there's some of you who know who you are who don't write a single thing down. And then you don't know what you're doing. And you don't have anything to look back at. Okay? Alright, this is public education. I can't teach every one of you one-on-one. Wish I could, but I cannot. So we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. Okay? So, y equals mx plus b. M is my slope. B is my y-intercept. So what do you know I could plug into this equation? Slope. I could put the slope right here for my m. Right? So, that would give me y equals 4/3 x plus b. Alright, can I put something in for my b? No, because that's not my y-intercept, right? 6, negative 2 is not my y-intercept. So I can't put a negative 2 or the 6 there for the b, because it's not my y-intercept. So what I have to do here is these are points on the line. This is my x-coordinate, and this is my y-coordinate. And so what it tells me is if I plug in 6, I will get negative 2. right? So if I plug in 6 for x, my y will be negative 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 6 for my x right here. So 6 is my x. And then when I do that, I don't know what b is, so I'm going to keep a b right there. My y will equal negative 2. And no matter what point you have on the line, this will work every time to help you find your b. Okay, so we already had the slope. What we're doing right now is we're finding the y-intercept. So this b is the only variable left in our equation. And when it's the only variable left in our equation, we can solve to figure out what it is. Okay, so Zane, what do I need to do to solve this equation? Okay, I can't do anything when I've got a 4/3 and a 6 right there. I need to multiply those together. How do I multiply those? Good. I'm going to do this over here on the side. So I got 4/3 times 6 over 1. How do I multiply fractions? Straight across. So what do I get on the top? Perfect. What do I get on the bottom? Good. What is 24 divided by 3? It is 8. So this 4/3 times 6 is actually just 8. It does not always turn into a whole number, but for most of the problems I'm going to give you, it's going to turn into a whole number there. So most of the time the fraction will go away. Not always, but most of the time. Okay, I'm still trying to get this b right here by itself. So, Passion, what do you think I should do to get that b by itself? What do I need to get rid of the 8?
There we go. Okay. Do you take 8 away from negative 2?
Yes. So we're going to subtract that 8. What's that going to give us, Passion?
Negative 10.
Negative 10 is our b. So what we just found is our y-intercept, right? B is the y-intercept. Okay, everybody all right here? But the question didn't just ask us for the y-intercept, it asked us for the equation of the line. So we have what we need here. We know y equals mx plus b. You don't necessarily have to write that down. But the m, the slope, what was it? 4/3. We got to still have the x. We don't plug in a number for the x. Minus 10. This is my answer. Okay, questions? Okay, here is how you can check this to make sure that you did it right. You're going to graph the point 6, negative 2. It's right here. You have a slope of 4/3. So that means from that point, you would have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1, 2, 3. All right, so I went up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1, 2, 3. And that's how I got this point here. All right. Now, I run out of room. I can't go up 4 to the right 3 anymore, so instead I could go down 4 to the left 3. I could go down 4 to the left 3. And so here is my line. You can tell I have a slope of 4/3. And what is my y-intercept right here? Negative 10. So I know that I've done it correctly. Okay, questions? All right, so here we've got some we don't have graphs, so just graphing it's not even an option right here. We got a point and a slope. So remember, we're starting from y equals mx plus b. Easton, what could I plug into that equation? What do we know? Good. So where did I put it? Good. So we'll have y equals 3x plus b. Then I need to find the b. The y-intercept is what I need, right? So I'm not going to replace the b. Almost. Instead of x, what should I put? I need to go ahead and put that -5 there. Okay, so my x coordinate goes where the x is at. My y coordinate goes where the y is at. Alright, so now this is good because b is my only letter left. So that means I can solve this equation for b. So Julian, what would I do first? Good. -15. Okay. Subtract -15 sounds confusing. It's the same as adding, right? So you add that 15. And what are we going to get for that b? Not quite. 15's positive. So it's going to be positive 13 because the 15's bigger. Yeah. Yeah. So, Julian, what is the equation of our line then? Perfect. Okay, questions? All right. Vince, help me with this next one. Y equals mx plus b. What do I do first? Okay. All right. What do I do after that point? What? Well, I can't subtract anything right now because I've still got 3 letters in my equation. So I need to replace some of these letters, right? So that, because what I really want to find is I want to find that y-intercept. I want to find that b. So I can't solve that when I still got a y and an x there. It would just give us like a big jumble of x's and y's that would be crazy. So I need to plug in some numbers. Passion, what could I plug in? Okay, where would it go? Good. It's our x, so we put a -8 right here. Go ahead and put the plus b. What else? Let's go ahead and plug in our y also. Where does it go? Good. Okay. All right, so we're going to put this over 1. When we do that, we're doing 1/2 times -8 over 1. What's that going to give us, Passion? Good. And what is -8 divided by 2? Very good. So, we got 4 equals -4 plus b. So, Vince, how do I solve that? How do I get that b by itself? Good. We'll cancel right here. I'll add 4 here. 8 equals b. So, what we just found there is the y-intercept. Okay, so to write the equation of the line, Wade, what would we have? Y equals 1/2 x plus 8. And that would be our answer. Questions? Okay, I want you guys to try these next two on your own. thinking that it did, but it doesn't. It works for positive slates, but not negative slates. And I think it may not. I don't think it even works whenever you're doing it's the signs. It's going to. If you have everything positive, it's going to work. But I don't think it's going to work even sometimes down negative. Almost got that one perfect. Right here. What's your negative 4? Right, 0 take away 4 to the negative 4. Make sure All right, here is number 8. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. All right. You're going to have a quiz on Thursday. Come to school. All right. Okay. Here's the second one. Oh, sorry. It was a Y up here. It turned to a 4 right here because we're plugged in 4 for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Questions on that one? Everybody put your phones away, please. You don't need to be checking it in between. So everybody put it away in your book bag. Everybody put them away. Okay. Questions?
We can put the one.
If you want to put the 1 there, it's fine. It will usually not be there, like if this is a multiple choice question. They usually won't put it there. Okay? All right, now, these last couple slides are just some review. Okay? So I want you guys to try both of these example 10s, because I apparently can't count, and 12 and 13 here. So... So try these last four on your own. Okay? So try these last four on your own. What reminds me though, do we need to do one? Maybe we'll do one. What do we have to find the slope and y-intercept? I do need the y-intercept. It must be linear. This is linear. But can I tell what the y-intercept is just looking at it? I have to solve it for y. Okay? So remember, you cannot tell slope and y-intercept unless the y is by itself. Okay? So you're going to distribute that 4. Y minus 5 equals 4x plus 8. Then what do I have to do? We want to get this y right here by itself. So we got to get rid of that 5. So y equals 4x plus 13. So what is my slope? Yep. Y-intercept is 13. Alright, you guys remember now. Right? Hopefully. Alright, so on number 11, you got to solve that for y, then tell me slope and y-intercept. On 12 and 13, you got to solve them for y, and then you're going to graph.
Why do I keep that stuff up 10 times by -5? I screw up so bad. See? Wait. Yeah. That's what I did. Okay.
Alright, here's a little chat. Doesn't sound like it's math. Here's more chatting. This is negative over negative makes it plus. Alright, so because this is a positive 3, when you move it to the other side, you have to subtract it. Use the extra door with it, so it's minus 3. Alright, now you can divide everything by -5.
You can't divide that with what?
Yeah, so subtract.
So that's
Oh, 3, because the y is the one you're going to get by itself. I'm just saying that.
I'm not positive. Okay.
I want to read it.
Go on. Wait, so this is like
It's like there's a 1 in front of that. Alright, I'm going to do this one up here. If you haven't got it, write it down. Alright. Alright, everybody quiet. Here's what you should get for number 11. Slope is 3/5. Y. Intercept is -2. Okay, questions? All right, 12. You're going to distribute. This one's a little bit weird because the y is actually over here. So you're going to add that 8. So x plus 13 is going to equal 2y. You'll divide everything by 2. Now this one's a little weird. You're going to get... Okay, so I'm just going to use a decimal here for my y-intercept. So y is going to equal 1/2 x. 13 divided by 2, I'm going to do 6.5. Okay, 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So 6.5 on my y-intercept is right here. And my slope is up 1/2. So when I go up 1, I'm actually like halfway between 7 and 8 right here. I'm not on the grid line. And I'll go over 2. So I'll end up right here. And then up 1/2. So it's sort of in between those lines there. Okay. Questions on that?
Where'd you get the 1 from?
There is an understood 1 right here in front of that y. Okay, questions? Okay, the last couple slides are really just for review. I wanted to throw them in there because it's really easy with this stuff. Like, you know how to do each piece separately, but when it gets put together, you don't know when to do what. So I wanted to remind us of this here. But your assignment today is going to be on Delta Math. And so, on Delta Math, there's going to be one called equation from slope and point. Right now, it is set that you have to do 15 problems. However, if you guys are working really, really hard, I might decide that I can reduce that a little bit. You may use a whiteboard. You have to, Delta Math, you got to
So
finish.
you have like how many are there? Is that like up to 10 up to 5?
It's 15 questions right now. And, you know, like if you miss one, it takes away. So you got to get 15 right. So